Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled In Memory of Mrs. Finn. Aleha Shalom. Mrs. Finn, mother of Jeremy Finn, our dear member, Miran HaMaor, as well as two brothers from Beit Shemesh, from Efrat, and a brother and sister from England. Family of 5 beautiful children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, which passed away. Rosh Hashanah, Tafshin Ayin Tet. It's celebrating the wedding of a grandchild, and then unfortunately falling, and she slipped from then on until this period, for sick in the hospital for a couple of weeks. And remember, we should always serve for a blessing. So we'll learn Yetz Hashem, have a few shiurim in her memory and her honor. She certainly brought so much honor to Klal Yisrael, to the Finn family, produced so many beautiful generations, and it's our honor to commemorate her and her amazing life. So I have a few shiurim. This one is on Aninut. Aninut is the period right when a person dies, the 7 relatives on a period of Aninut, and it's a very unique period. A person is patur from all mitzvot, because the focus is totally on the mate, and therefore every mitzvah taseh, every positive mitzvah, an Onain is patur from. There's a machlokes. Do we say he is patur or she is patur, exempt or prohibited? There's actually a machloket in the Rishonim. Shulchan Aruch brings down both opinions, but it concludes we don't simply say that the Onain is exempt. We actually paskin asor. The Onain's focus is totally on the mate, on burying the mate, taking care of all the details of the eulogy and inviting everyone, so it'll be a nice turnout, so it'll be kavod hameit, and that's the focus. And he's not simply allowed to waver on the mitzvot. It is asor, no brachot, no tefillin, no tzitzit, no lulav, asor. So that's point number 1. That there's machloket whether Onain is exempt and asor. We paskin asor, he cannot do the mitzvot. There is a debate, what if the Onain is far away in another country and not planning on coming to the place? That's a discussion in the postscript. But what we're referring to is when the Onain is in town. The 5 Finn children have been in town since the wedding, and the couple should be the Beit Imam Yisrael, Yetz Hashem. They were all in town. They were all here in the hospital for the last 2 weeks, and therefore, when the death occurred, till the burial, they're all here, so everyone is defined as an Onain. So there's a few more questions. A specific question that comes up regarding the Finn family, because she passed away on Rosh Hashanah. So it's one thing to say during a weekday. Now it's time to be involved in the burial. Since it's time for the burial, so osek b'mitzvah, the person is involved in the mitzvah, there's no room to be involved in mitzvot. But here, what is there to do? And even the Gemara's times, it's true, there was a concept of burial on Yontif and Yontif Sheni, but we don't do that anymore. So therefore, there's
no practical involvement. So that is true. Because there's no practical involvement in the burial, a person is not an Onain for the most part, and is involved. Person says Kiddush, here's shofar blowing, so the Finns had to hear shofar blowing today, they had to say Kiddush today, they had to have a Suda today, they had to bench. Things which would normally not happen in regular Aninut, but Aninut on a Shabbat or Yom Tov, one is chayev in all the mitzvot. The question we're going to address the next year is, are there any signs of Aninut at all? Or no, on Shabbat and Yom Tov? Meaning, were there any signs of Aninut in the Finn family today on Rosh Hashanah, Tavshin Ayin Tet? Those who found out about, those who were in the hospital, found out about the death. So they say, oh, wow, and my relative passed away, my mother passed away. So, but I'm not an Onain because there's no burial. Is that totally true? Yetz Hashem will explore that point in the next year. Shalom, B'surot Tova.